decided to investigate the idea of moving lyrebirds into Lane Cove Valley where they are locally extinct. This is quite a controversial program. Anytime you try and translocate or move birds or animals from one area to another, you have to involve the licensing people, national parks. It becomes very complicated. Taysha Lecomte is actually running with this program now, and we look as though we're going to be able to get some lyrebirds that are from a feral population in Tasmania and move them to New South Wales. Something that's very close to my heart are lyrebirds, and Taysha's actually running this project. Tell me about the lyrebirds.
Okay, well, who doesn't love the lyrebirds? They're awesome. They mimic kookaburras and also car alarms, chainsaws, which is a bit sad, but funny but sad. But basically, they used to exist, they were quite common in the Lane Cove Valley, and they went locally extinct because of predation by foxes, cats and dogs. Anyway, a few years ago, we did some studies and we found that there's actually suitable habitat and it's a safe place for them to be again. So we're hoping
So we can get lyrebirds back to Lane Cove Valley?
Yeah, we're trying to reintroduce them.
Now, how good would that be? If you live in South Turramurra or South Wahroonga, West Pennant Hills, imagine waking up to the sound of a lyrebird. This has to be one of the best projects I've ever heard. So what's involved?
Well, I mean, we have to find a source population first. So there are some in Ku-ring-gai Chase National Park, but they're quite a small population, and it's going to be a bit tricky if we take animals from there. Like, we might mess up that population. So what we're hoping to do is take some animals from Tasmania. There's an introduced population there.
Well, because they're not part of the ecosystem, so
yeah.
In fact they dig up things. So they've got moss beds in Tasmania, and these lyrebirds are just digging up all their moss beds. So they're actually ruining sort of the forest ecosystem.
The Tasmania is quite keen to get rid of them, and we're keen to have them.
Wow. Watch this space. Lyrebirds for Lane Cove Valley. This has to be we're going to be following this on a very regular basis in this video blog. This is one of our latest bush care groups, the Warrigal Road Bush Care Group Turramurra. As you can see, the end of the road, where does the nutrient-rich water run? Straight into the bush. Where do the weeds grow? They grow where the nutrient-rich water runs. The bush care group is going to make a big impact just on the edge, because just past here is the very best bush you can imagine, just like Captain Cook would have seen it. This bush care site has a lot of weeds, and here's one that a lot of people don't think is a problem, agapanthus. Agapanthus is more than happy to move into bushland areas, and this is something that the bush care group will also target. Another weed we have here is turkey rhubarb. It's a real nuisance, and it's something that the bush care group is going to tackle very quickly. Lots of seeds, and if you don't get on top of it, you end up with taking over the whole area. Albizia, it's the typical story of a triumph of style over substance. It looks right, it looks like a native, it's not. Causes big problems, very prolific seeder, just like the turkey rhubarb we looked at. This is a weed that you really have to get on top of quickly before it gets on top of you. Thunbergia. It's not a huge problem in the bush, but we don't want it here, it doesn't belong. Thunbergia isn't a well-known bushland weed, but it does annoy a lot of people, such as myself and the kookaburra. If you want to make a difference, if you want to make the environment something very special, join Bush Care. We've got over 80 groups, over 1,000 registered volunteers. It's a great way to meet your neighbours, it's a great way to improve the environment. And even though this group's only been meeting for a couple of times, they're already making a huge difference.